Hello everyone, Phoenix Knight here. Welcome to the channel and welcome back to the 1985 playoffs in season ticket baseball. Tonight we are over at Anaheim Stadium in Anaheim, California for Game 1 of the American League Division Series between the Toronto Blue Jays and the California Angels. Not too much time to be wasted here as there's no historical reference for this one. We are expecting a sellout here at Anaheim Stadium, so as the fans are filing in, what say we drop right into the action and get this one going tonight. Starting pitcher for the California Angels tonight is Mike Witt. 15-9 with a 3.56 ERA, 250 innings pitched, 180 strikeouts, 98 walks, and 22 home runs in 85. As the rest of the Angels get loose behind Witt, we will take our first look at the Blue Jays starting lineup. Leading off in this one, we've got Willie Upshaw at first base. Ernie Witt is catching. Jesse Barfield is in right field. George Bell is in left field. Rance Mulliniks is at third base. Lloyd Moseby is in center field. Damaso Garcia is at second base. Lou Thornton is the designated hitter. And Manuel Lee is at shortstop for this one. That's the lineup Witt will have to keep in check for against the Blue Jays tonight. Leading off tonight, we have got Willie Upshaw. 275 average, 15 home runs, 65 RBIs in 85. We are using red, white, and blue dice tonight. Angels are the home team. Fans here at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Relieved California didn't have to play the wild card game, which ended up being the end of the season for the Royals. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Which of these teams will take a 1-0 lead? As Witt gets the kick out, gets his windup going, only the dice know. And in order to find out what the dice know, we have to go to the first pitch. That is a 388. And a 388 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Getting under that one for the Angels is going to be Downing. He will make the catch. That'll be 1 out in the inning, and we are underway here at Anaheim Stadium. Ernie Witt is now the batter. 245 average, 19 home runs, 64 RBIs in 85. Mike Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and here comes the pitch. That is a 113. That'll turn into a 313. And Witt's going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That is out number 2. Jesse Barfield is now the batter. 289 average, 27 home runs, 84 RBI in 85. Witt gets the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup. And here comes the pitch. That is a 461, and against a righty, a 461. Barfield's going to get into one with 2 outs. That's going to get all the way to the wall, and Barfield will be safe at third with a 2-out triple. Bell, now the batter. George Bell stepping into the batter's box. 275 average, 28 home runs, 95 RBIs in 85. Barfield waits 90 feet away with the first run of the game in his pocket. Witt will get the sign from Boone, and he will pitch. That is a 163, and a 163 is going to be a walk for Bell, as there are 2 outs still in the inning, but now, all of a sudden, we have got runners at the corners as the Blue Jays are already threatening. Rance Mulliniks, now the batter with 2 outs. 295 average, 10 home runs, 57 RBIs in 85. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are looking nervous, hoping Witt can get a big-time pitch to get out of this inning. He will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 138. 138 is going to turn into a 338, and that's going to be a fly ball into left field. Tracking that one down is Downing once again. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. A hit and a walk, but the Blue Jays aren't able to get anything out of it. Score is now Toronto 0, California coming to bat. Stadium size. Phew. Very scary way to start the game if you're an Angels fan, as Philip Anderson now joins us here at Anaheim Stadium. And yes, this should make for an interesting series. Starting pitcher for the Toronto Blue Jays in Game 1 is Dave Stieb. 14-13 with a 2.48 ERA, 265 innings pitched, 167 strikeouts, 96 walks, and 22 home runs in 85. As the rest of the Blue Jays get loose behind Stieb, we will take our first look at the Angels' starting lineup. Leading off, we've got Bobby Grich at second base. Gary Pettis is in center field. Brian Downing's in left field. We had to call his name a couple times already tonight. Reggie Jackson is in right field. Doug DeCinces is the designated hitter. Rod Carew is at first base. Jack Howell is at third base. Bob Boone is catching. And Dick Schofield is the shortstop. Just resetting my layout over here. And leading off for the Angels, we've got Bobby Grich in the batter's box. 242 average, 13 home runs, 53 RBIs in 85. And I will see you guys in chat for the top of the second. As Stieb will look in at Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup. And here comes the pitch. That is a 197. And a 197 is going to be popped up on the infield to third base. Tracking that one down is going to be Mullenix on the foul side. He will make the catch, and that is out number one. Tuesday Night Baseball returning to the channel during the playoffs. Gary Pettis, now the batter. 257 average, 1 home run, 32 RBIs in 85. Stieb will look in at Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 100 even. That'll turn into a 300. And Pettis is going to get frozen by the changeup for strike 3. That will be out number 2. Stieb did a masterful job working the inside corner, gets the call with the changeup, and there are 2 outs in the inning. Brian Downing, is in the batter's box for the first time. 263 average, 20 home runs, 85 RBIs in 85. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 268. And against a righty at 268, it's going to be grounded over to third. Mullenix will grab that one. He will throw it across the diamond, and that will retire the side. 1-2-3 go the Angels here in the bottom of the first. No score here at Anaheim Stadium after 1. Top of the second coming up brings us to the second half of Toronto's order. Lloyd Moseby leading off the inning for the Blue Jays. 259 average, 18 home runs, 70 RBIs in 85. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 687. And a 687 is going to be a leadoff single for Moseby. He'll get into that one. That'll get out of the infield, and that'll be a base hit for Moseby. The infield for the Angels will go to double play depth. Damaso Garcia, now the batter. 282 average, 8 home runs, 65 RBI in 85. Hopefully the Blue Jays, for their sake, won't hit into as many double plays as the Astros did last night. Moseby, tempted to have him try to get the jump here, but not with Boone with an arm of 7. Moseby will hold. Witt will get the sign from Boone, and he will pitch. That is a 131, and that's going to be a 331, and that's going to get popped up on the infield. Calling everybody off in the infield grass is going to be Carew. He will make that catch on a pop fly out number 1. Lou Thornton, now the batter. 236 average, 1 home run, 8 RBIs in 85. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here's the pitch. That is a 407. And against a righty of 407, that is going to be a base hit for Thornton. Mosby could try to go to third on that play. Let me look at the right fielder's arm for the Angels. Right fielder is Jackson with a 5 arm. Mosby's going to hold. He will be content at second base with the single. Manuel Lee, now the batter for the Blue Jays. 200 average, no homers, no RBIs in 85. Witt looking in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 664, and a 664 is going to be grounded over to first. Picking that one up is going to be Gritch. He will throw that over to Witt, coming over to cover the bag. 2 outs in the inning as everybody moves up. And now the fans at Anaheim Stadium are nervous. Batter now is Upshaw. Upshaw flew out his first time up. Fans here are loud, hoping Witt can get a big-time pitch. Sellout here at Anaheim Stadium. Witt looks to Boone for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 340. And a 340 is going to be a base hit on the infield, and the Blue Jays are going to take the lead. Mosby will score. Thornton to third, Upshaw to first. 1-0 Blue Jays. Stadium groans. Ugh. We've got the battle of wits once again as Ernie Witt, the catcher, now steps into the batter's box. He struck out his first time up. 2 outs, bottom of the second, but the Blue Jays holding a 1-0 lead. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. And OBS being dumb tonight, I hear. Bottom of the second coming up brings us to the middle of the Angels' order. Some bum by the name of Reggie stepping into the batter's box now. Reggie Jackson is the batter for the Angels. 252 average, 27 home runs, 85 RBIs in 85. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 345, and a 345 is going to be a swing and a miss as Steve puts a changeup down. Jackson gets way in front of it, out number 1 in the inning. Jackson looked like he was trying to tie the game right here, but instead, he will head back to the dugout with the first out of the inning. Doug DeCinces steps into the batter's box. 244 average, 20 home runs, 78 RBIs in 85. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 198, and a 198 is going to get popped up on the infield by DeCinces. Getting under that at third base on the foul side is going to be Mullenix. He will make the play on that one. 2 outs in the inning. Rod Carew, now the batter for the Angels. 280 average, 2 home runs, 39 RBIs in 85. Steve looking into Witt for the sign. 1-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the second. Steve will set, and he will pitch. That is a 477 against the righty. A 477 is going to be a fly ball into center field. Getting under that for the Blue Jays is going to be Mosby. He will track that down coming in. He'll make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the bottom of the second. Toronto holding on to a 1-0 lead after 2. Top of the third brings us to the heart of the Blue Jays order. Here's Barfield. Barfield is 1-for-1 with a triple tonight. Witt looking into Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 339. And a 339 is going to be a swing and a miss as Barfield's in front of a curveball for strike 3. That is out number 1. And interestingly, so far this postseason, road teams have won every game so far. Bell, now the batter. Bell has a walk tonight. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 689. And a 689 is going to be a base hit as that'll drop in the outfield, and Bell will find himself on with a 1-out single. The infield will go to double play depth. Batter now is Mullenix. Mullenix tonight is 0-for-1. He flew out his first time up. Bell, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. Mullenix has got good power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Witt will get the sign from Boone, and he will pitch. That is a 412 against a righty. A 412. That's going to be a 1-out walk, as Mullenix will watch a slider sail wide of the zone for ball 4. And now the Blue Jays have something going on here in the top of the third. Mosby, now the batter. Mosby has a single tonight. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud, hoping the Angels can get out of trouble. Blue Jays want more. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 277. Against a lefty, 277 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Tracking that one down, going back for that one's going to be Jackson. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 2 in the inning. Garcia, now the batter. Garcia is 0-for-1 tonight. Witt looking in at Boone for the sign. 1-0 Blue Jays, top of the third. Bell at second, Mullenix at first. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 474 against a righty. A 474 is going to be a double into right field. Garcia is going to get into that one. That'll get into right field. That'll be a double, and the Blue Jays are going to get another run out of that. Mullenix will stop at third. Bell will score. Mullenix to third, Garcia to second. 2-0 Toronto. Stadium groans. Ugh. Batter now is Thornton. Thornton tonight is 1-for-1 with a single. Blue Jays trying to get more out of the inning. Anaheim Stadium is loud, hoping Witt can get them out of trouble. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 674, and a 674 plunk. Ouch! Witt comes a little too far inside with the heat, and that'll drill Thornton, and that'll load the bases up for the Blue Jays. Dangerous situation for California, as Lee is now the batter. Lee is 0-for-1. Bases are full of bluebirds. Witt looking into Boone for the sign. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 659. And a 659 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Schofield will get that one. He will throw that over to Grich at second, and that will retire the side, as the Angels avert catastrophe here in the top of the third. But the Blue Jays still extend their lead with 1 run on 2 hits, a hit batter, and a walk, and the Blue Jays now hold a 2-0 lead as we get set for the bottom of the third. Stadium sighs. Phew! A scary situation for the Angels that could have easily been a whole lot worse. Leading off for the Angels in the bottom of the third, we've got the bottom of the order. Jack Howell, now the batter. 197 average, 5 home runs, 18 RBI in 85. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 698. Oh boy, a 708. That's going to be deep into center field for Howell. He's got a power of a 6. Can he cut into this Blue Jays lead? Howell's going to get into that one to center field. Going back for that one is going to be Mosby. He's back toward the track. He's back near the wall, but the ball is starting to come down. Mosby's starting to slow down for it. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Howell gave that ball a pretty good ride, but Mosby able to hunt it down. And here's Boone. Here's Bob Boone. 248 average, 5 home runs, 55 RBI in 85. Steve is looking relieved that Mosby was able to track that ball down. He will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is a 145, and a 345 is going to pop up Mosby on the infield. Calling everybody off, and the grass is going to be Upshaw. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Two outs for the Angels, and Dick Schofield, now the batter. 219 average, 8 home runs, 41 RBI in 85. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 570. That's going into left field. Going after that is Bell, and that'll be a fly ball right to him. Bell will track that one down. He'll make the catch coming in, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the bottom of the third. Toronto holding on to a 2-0 lead after 3. Hopefully you guys are enjoying a little Tuesday night baseball as we bring that back to the channel for the first time in a few weeks. And yeah, it very nearly got out of hand for California there in the top of the third as Toronto was able to load the bases, but Toronto gets nothing out of it. Top of the fourth brings the top of the Blue Jays order back to the plate. Here's Upshaw. Upshaw's 1 for 2. Witt gets the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 381, and a 381 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Tracking that one down for the Angels is going to be Downing. He will make the catch, and that is out number 1. Rematch in the Battle of Wits coming up here. As Mike's got the better of it, Ernie tonight is 0 for 2. Mike will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 502. That's going to give us a rare play with 1 out in the inning. That is a 359. 359 says that's going to be a base hit into center field. If the white die is higher than the center fielder's fielding, then batter goes to second on an error. So Ernie's got a single at least. We got to check the center fielder's fielding. That is Pettis. His fielding is a 7. That's a 5. So Ernie Witt is going to have a single out of that. And that's all. Infield will go to double play depth. And here's Barfield. Barfield tonight is 1 for 2 with a triple. Ernie, not much of a threat to steal. He will hold. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That's a 266. against a righty at 266 is going to be a called strike 3 as a slider catches the outside corner for strike 3. That is out number 2. Barfield looks at the umpire and says, hey, that pitch was out of bounds. The umpire says, no, you're out of bounds. You're also out. Go sit. Batter now is Bell. Bell is 1 for 1 with a single and a walk tonight. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the kick. And here comes the pitch. That is a 280 against a righty 280. Uh-oh. Bell is into one. That's deep to left field. Bell has got a power of a 9. Does he double the Blue Jays' lead with this swing of the bat? Yes, he does, as that one's going to get out here with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to left field. Going back for that one is Downing. He is back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, George Bell. Blue Jays extend their lead. Toronto now takes a 4-0 lead here in Game 1. Stadium groans. Ugh. Batter now is Mullenix. Mullenix is 0 for 1 with a walk tonight. Fans at Anaheim Stadium not liking what they see. Blue Jays with a 4-0 lead here in the top of the 4th. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 628, and a 628 is going to get popped up on the infield. Calling everybody off at shortstop just out of the infield is going to be Schofield. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side, but a little bit late for the Angels. 2 runs on 2 hits. A 2-run bomb by George Bell doubles the Blue Jays' lead to 4-0 as we get set for the bottom of the 4th. The Angels need to pick up the pace here. The Blue Jays are slowly starting to take control of this game. Stieb will finish his warm-up tosses as we're back to the top of the order. Here's Grich. Grich tonight is 0 for 1. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 416, and a Grich against a righty is going to work a leadoff walk out of the at-bat. Stieb will lose control of a slider on the outside corner. That'll be ball 4, and Grich will trot to first as the first Angels base runner on the night. Double play depth will be called for the Blue Jays, and Pettis now the batter. Pettis struck out looking his first time up. Grich, not really a threat to steal. He will hold. The Angels are going to try a hit and run here. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 576 going into left field for that one. Coming under that is going to be Bell, and that's going to be a fly ball right at him. Bell will make that catch easily. He'll get to that one. That'll be out number 1. Grich will have to go back to first. Downing, now the batter. Downing is 0 for 1. The hit and run is going to be called off. Downing's got good power. He's going to grip it and rip it. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 403. And against a righty, that's going to be a walk, as Downing will trot to first with a walk of his own. Grich will go to second. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are loud, as the batter now is Jackson. Jackson is 0 for 1. Stieb looking in at Witt for the sign. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are on their feet, hoping Jackson can get a big-time hit. Stieb will set, and he will pitch. That is a 138, and a 138 is going to be a 338, and that's going to be a called strike 3 on Jackson. Splitter catches the bottom of the zone, 2 outs in the inning. Stadium groans. Ugh. DeCinces, now the batter. DeCinces is 0 for 1. Steve gets the sign from Witt. 4-0 Blue Jays, bottom of the 4th. Steve will set, and he will pitch. That is a 2-0-1. And a 2-0-1 is going to turn into a 4-0-1 against a righty. And DeCinces is going to work a 2-out walk out of the at-bat, and the bases are full of halos. Scary situation for Toronto, and the batter now is Carew. Carew tonight is, 0 for 1. No place to put him. Steve will get the sign from Witt. Fans at Anaheim Stadium are on their feet. Steve will set. He will pitch. That is a 599. That's going to be Barfield and a 599. That is going to be a base hit for Carew into right field. Downing will not try to advance. The Angels will be content having the bases loaded, but that will get them on the board. Grich will score. Everybody will move up. 4-1 Toronto. Stadium cheers. Yay! Howell, now the batter. Howell's 0 for 1. Steve getting the sign from Witt. He's got to shake that one off. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 4-14. And against a righty, a 4-14 is going to be a line drive right to second. Picking that one, getting his glove up in self-defense is going to be Garcia. The ball will slam into it. That's the 3rd out. That will retire the side, but not before the Angels strike back. One run on 1 hit and 3 walks. Toronto holding on to a 4-1 lead after 4. We'll see if that bases loaded situation, where you can argue the Angels should have gotten more out of it, comes back to haunt California. California chipping away, but they need to start biting their runs off here in a little bigger chunks. Top of the 5th coming up brings us back to the middle of the Blue Jays order. Here's Mosby. Mosby's 1 for 2 tonight. Witt will look in at Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 673, and a 673 is going to be a wild pitch. Ball 1 will do it again. That is a 381, and a 381 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will track that one down. He'll make the catch coming in for that one. That'll be out number 1. Garcia, now the batter. Garcia's 1 for 2 with a double tonight. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 652. And a 652 is going to be a ground ball over to 3rd. Howell will grab that one. He'll throw that across the diamond. 2 outs in the inning. Thornton, now the batter. Thornton tonight is 1 for 1. He's also been hit by a pitch. Witt will get the sign from Boone. Blue Jays lead 4-1. Top of the 5th, lead by 3. Witt will set, and he will pitch. That is a 100. That'll turn into a 300. And Thornton's going to get frozen by the high heat for strike 3. That will retire the side. The Angels needed to hear this, But 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the top of the fifth. Toronto holding on to a 3-run lead as we get set for the bottom of the fifth. Game 1 of this ALDS. Bottom of the fifth brings us back to the bottom of the order for the Angels. Here's Boone. Boone is 0 for 1 tonight. Stieb looking in at Witt for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 378, and a 378 is going to be a ground ball over to third. Mullenix will get that one, ranging to his left. He'll make the throw across the diamond. 1 out in the inning. Schofield, now the batter. Schofield is 0 for 1. He flew out earlier. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 466 against a righty. A 466. Schofield's going to get into one into left field. That'll get all the way to the wall, and Schofield will have a double. Schofield with a 1-out double for the Angels. Here's Grich. Grich tonight is 0 for 1 with a walk. Schofield with another run 180 feet away. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 394, and a 394. That is going to be a base hit for Grich, and the Angels are going to cut this lead in half. Schofield will score. Grich will go to first. 4-2 Angel, or 4-2 Blue Jays. Stadium cheers. Yay! Pettis, now the batter. Pettis tonight is 0 for 2. He's going to show bunt. The infield is going to bring the corners in, expecting it. The Angels look like they're willing to try to manufacture some runs here. Stieb will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the pitch, and here comes the bunt. Let's see, that colored die got cocked. 10 and 7 is 17. And a 17 is going to be a possible fielder's choice. They can either take, so that's going to be hit to, hold on, let me total that up again. 10 and 7 is 17. So that's going to be hit right back to the pitcher. Stieb with a forearm. He could try to challenge the speed of Grich, and they are going to try to challenge that. So that'll be bunted right to the pitcher. Stieb has got an arm of a 4. He's got to try to beat a 12 with the arm to get Grich. Actually, no. Change of plans. They're going to take the sure out at second, since that'll make it 2 outs in the inning. I was going to say they try to challenge the lead. They challenge the lead runner's arm or speed, but no. Better plan is that they're going to take the sure out at first. 2 outs in the inning. Downing, now the batter. Downing tonight is 0 for 1 with the walk. Blue Jays don't want to get cute tonight. Stieb will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That is a 620. That'll turn into a 630, and that'll get popped up on the infield to shortstop. Getting under that one, calling everybody off, is going to be Lee. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. No runs on a hit. Actually, hold on. Actually, one run on 2 hits. And the Blue Jays holding on to a 4-2 lead after 5. The Angels are very much trying to claw their way back into this one, but the Blue Jays are not going to make it easy on them. Top of the 6th brings us to the bottom of the Blue Jays order. Here's Lee. Lee tonight is 0 for 2. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 574 going into left field. That's Downing, and that's going to be a fly ball right at him. He's going back for that one a little bit, and that won't have to go too far, but he'll track that one down for out number 1. And here's Upshaw. Upshaw's 1 for 3 tonight. Witt looking into Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. 284 against a lefty. 284. Uh-oh. Upshaw thinks he's got into one. That is deep to right field. Upshaw with a power of 6. Does he get one of these runs back for the Blue Jays? Yes, he will, as that's going to get out of here with a boom! That ball is hit high. That ball is hit deep to right field. Jackson going back for that one. He's back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, Willie Upshaw. Blue Jays extend their lead to 5-2. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here's Witt. Witt is 1 for 3. We are going to get some activity in the Angels bullpen. Starting to get loose for California is going to be looking at their rotation, or looking at their, their rotation. Let's see, lefty, righty, righty. They're going to get Urbano Lugo warming up in the bullpen. And we've got another battle of wits here, as Mike will get the sign from Boone. He will set. He will pitch. That is a 560. That's over to shortstop Schofield. We'll have it grounded right at him. He'll take it on a hop, throw that over to second, or over to first. 2 outs in the inning. Barfield is now the batter. Barfield is 1 for 3, but he's got a triple tonight. Witt looking into Boone for the sign. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 289 against a righty. 289. Uh-oh. Witt served up another one. He's deep to left field this time. Barfield with a power of a 9. Does he extend the Blue Jays' lead? Get the other run back. Yes, he will. That's going to end up in the upper deck somewhere with a boom! High, deep to left field. Downing back for that one. Back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is out of here. Home run, Jesse Barfield. It took Toronto a little bit, but they restore their 4-run lead and lead 6-2. Stadium groans. Ugh. Here's Bell as the Angels bench is telling Witt, get out of the inning. Bell is 2 for 2 with a single, a home run, and a walk tonight. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here comes the pitch. That is a 546 over to second base. That is Gritch. And a 546 is going to be a ground ball right to him. That'll be over to his left. He will get that one, throw it to first, and that will retire the side. 2 runs on 2 hits, 2 solo bombs, one by Willie Upshaw, one by Jesse Barfield, and the Blue Jays now hold a 6-4 lead heading into the bottom of the 6th. And yes, that AL East was tough. New York ended up being the 1 seed by a pretty wide margin. Toronto settled into the 3 seed for quite a while, and Detroit managed to get some sweet revenge on Kansas City for the 1991 American League wildcard game. That AL East was brutal. Baltimore and even Boston hung around for a little while. Except for Cleveland and Milwaukee, that division was pretty damn good. Batter now in the bottom of the 6th is Jackson. Jackson's 0 for 2. Steve looking in at Witt for the sign. Blue Jays with a 6-2 lead in the bottom of the 6th. Steve will set, and he will pitch. That is a 148. That'll turn into a 348, and Jackson's going to get frozen by a curveball for strike 3, out number 1. I think Mr. October here needs to start living up to his moniker for the Angels to have a chance in this series. DeCinces, now the batter. DeCinces is 0 for 1 with a walk. Steve gets the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 219. And against a righty, DeCinces is going to swing through a slider for strike 3, out number 2. That is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5th strikeout by Steve tonight. 2 outs in the inning, and Carew is now the batter. Carew is 1 for 2. Steve looking in at Witt for the sign. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 462. Carew against a righty with a 462 is going to lift that one into center field. Mosby will track that one down without any problems. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the bottom of the 6th. Toronto holding on to a 6-2 lead after 6. Witt is going to come out to start the 7th, but he's going to be on a fairly short leash most likely. Leading off for the Blue Jays, is Mullenix. Mullenix tonight is 0 for 1 with 0 for 2 with a walk. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the windup, and here comes the pitch. That is a 198, and that's going to drop in the gap. That'll get out softly. Anybody that'll be slow getting to it, that will be a double for Mullenix. Also the first point of pitcher fatigue against Witt, which I will deal with that in just a second. Mosby, now the batter. Mosby is 1 for 3 with a single tonight. 6-2 Blue Jays, top of the 7th. Blue Jays want more. Witt will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 594. That's going into right field. Going after that is Jackson. And that's going to drop in front. That's going to drop behind Jackson. That's going to be a double, and the Blue Jays are going to extend their lead. Mullenix will score. Mosby to second. 7-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. Stadium groans. Ugh. Second point of fatigue for Witt. And he's going to face, and Garcia will now be the batter. Garcia is 1 for 3 with a double, but that is going to be it for Witt. He is going to come out of the game. I said the Angels were going to have him on a short leash, and they do have him on a very short leash without getting anybody out in the top of the 7th. Here's what we wanted to do. Just catching up on a few things over here. Coming in to pitch for the Angels tonight, once Digital Diamond decides it wants to cooperate with me, will be Urbano Lugo. 3-4 with a 3.69 ERA. 83 innings pitched, 42 strikeouts, 29 walks, 10 home runs in 85. He will come in relief for Witt, who had a rough outing. Lugo will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 405. And a 405 against the righty is going to be a fly ball into right field. Jackson will track that one down after he couldn't get to the double. After he couldn't get to, yeah. He'll make the catch, and that'll be out number 1. Thornton, now the batter. Thornton tonight is 1 for 2 with a single, and he's been hit by a pitch. Lugo will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 674, and a 674, plunk, ouch. Lugo comes in again a little too far with the heat, and that'll put Thornton on. That'll put Thornton on first with 1 out. Infield will go to double play depth. Lee is now the batter. Lee tonight is 0 for 3. We're going to get some activity in Toronto's bullpen as well, as getting loose for the Blue Jays is going to be... let's see. Mostly righties from the looks of it. So the Blue Jays are going to get... they're going to get Tom Filer starting to warm up in the Blue Jays bullpen. Toronto, very much threatening here, though. Lugo will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 684. And a 684. That is going to be a base hit, and the Blue Jays are going to extend their lead. Mosby will score. Thornton will go to third. Lee will go to first. 8-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. Stadium groans. Ugh. The infield is going to play the corners in. Here's Upshaw. Upshaw's 2 for 4 with a single and a bomb. Lugo will get the sign from Boone. Blue Jays trying to blow this game even wider open than it already is. Lugo will set, and he will pitch. That is a 180. And a 180 is going to be a bloop single, and the Blue Jays are going to get more out of this. Thornton will score. Everybody will move up. 9-2 in favor of the Blue Jays. Stadium barfs. Bleh. Here's Witt. The infield will go back to double play depth. Witt tonight is 1 for 4. Lugo will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 287. And a 287 against the lefty. Uh-oh. That could be a big problem. As Witt has got that one deep to left field, actually deep to right field. Witt has got a power of an 8. Does he blow this game wide open for the Blue Jays? Witt's going to get under that one. He's going to get that into right field. Going back for that one is going to be Jackson. He will make the catch. 2 outs in the inning. Lee with the option to try to tag in advance, but he will hold. 2 outs in the inning. Barfield, now the batter. Barfield is 2 for 4 with a triple and a home run. We're going to get some more activity in the Angels bullpen, as getting loose for the Angels is going to be Stu Clyburn. The Angels need to stop this bleeding desperately. 9-2 Blue Jays, top of the 7th. Lugo gets the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 536 over to first base. That'll be Gritch. And a 536 is going to be, hold on. Ratings-based defense. For the first baseman, the colored die greater than or equal to his range. That'll be grounded right to Gritch. He'll wave off Lugo coming over. He'll take that to the bag himself, and that will retire the side. 3 runs for the Blue Jays on... let's see, who all scored? I think 1, 2, 3. Okay, 3 runs on 4 hits and a hit batter. Blue Jays now have a 9-2 lead, getting set for the bottom of the 7th. We are at the 7th inning stretch. Saying take me out to the ball game, I will take a small break. And yes, indeed, it is getting out of hand. Thankfully, no fast score after this game. No baseball tomorrow night, as we will be heading to the hockey rink. I haven't decided which hockey rink yet to play APA hockey. I've got a few seasons of that, one of which I'm going to pull out for a third period test tomorrow night. Thursday, we'll be moving back over to the National League for Game 1 of the National League Division Series between the Montreal Expos and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Joe Hesketh will be going for the Expos, and Oral Hershiser will be on the mound for the Dodgers. That seems like a mismatch on paper, but we will see what happens tomorrow night on Season Ticket Baseball. Bottom of the 7th coming up. Let's see. That should be another 3 runs. Okay. Just updating my line score in my book. Bottom of the 7th coming up, and we've got Tom Filer warming up for the Blue Jays. Steve will continue to pitch, though. Leading off is Howell. Howell tonight is 0 for 2. With a 7-run lead, I imagine Steve is going to have a bit of a short leash. The Blue Jays do not want to let this get away from them. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 200 even. That'll turn into a 400 even against the lefty, and against the righty, Howell will go to first with a walk, with a leadoff walk. That'll be the first point of fatigue against Steve. Double play depth for the Blue Jays, and the batter now is Boone. Boone tonight is 0 for 2. Steve will get the sign from Witt. Nothing cute's going to be happening on the base paths. The Angels need runners, and they need them badly. Steve will set, and he will pitch. That is a 169, and a 169 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Bell will track that one down for the Blue Jays. He will make the catch, and that will be out number 1. Blue Jays bench telling Steve, get us out of this inning. Filer will be ready to come in by the time you're next ready to go out. Here's Schofield. Schofield is 1 for 2 with a double tonight. Steve will get the sign from Witt. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 536. That's over to Upshaw. And a 536 is going to be a ground ball right at him. Upshaw will wave off Steve coming over. He'll take that to the bag himself. 2 outs in the inning. Howell will make second. Gritch, now the batter. Gritch tonight is 1 for 2 with a single and a walk. 9-2 Blue Jays, bottom of the 7th. 2 outs in the inning, Howell at second. Steve will get the sign from Witt, and he will pitch. That'll get re-rolled. That is a 257 against a righty. 257 is going to be a swing and a miss for Gritch, and that will retire the side. After the leadoff walk, the Angels go 1-2-3 in the bottom of the 7th. Blue Jays holding a 9-2 lead after 7. Game 1 can be very important in a series, as that is how a team can set the tone. The Mets actually scored first in the second National League wildcard game, Philip, and then the Expos picked up a couple in the 8th to make it 3-2. The Expos, yep, it was actually the Mets held a 2-1 lead going into the 8th, and then the Expos picked up 2 to make it 3-2. The Expos snatching victory from the jaws of defeat in that wild card game. Top of the 8th coming up, and the Angels are going to go to the bullpen as Lugo is going to come out of the game. Lugo having a bit of a rough night as the game gets out of hand for the for the Angels. Coming in to pitch for the Angels is going to be Stu Clyburn. 9-3 with a 2.09 ERA. 99 innings pitched, 48 strikeouts, 26 walks, 5 home runs in 85. He'll be looking at the middle of the Blue Jays order. Here's Bell. Bell is 2 for 3 with a single, a home run, and a walk. Clyburn will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 437 against a righty. A 437 is going to be a ground ball over to short. Schofield will track that one down. He will make the throw over to first, and that is out number 1. Mullenix, now the batter. Mullenix tonight is 1 for 3 with a double and a walk. Clyburn will get the sign from Boone once again. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 286, and a 286 against a lefty is going to be a 536, and that'll be a ground, actually 536. That'll be a ground ball, right? Yes. Actually, no, based on the fielding. Let's see, less than or equal to the arm. No, it's, wait, that's the colored die. Actually, yeah. Colored die is going to be a ground ball right to Gritch. He will wave off Clyburn, take that to the bag himself. 2 outs in the inning. Mosby, now the batter. Mosby is 2 for 4 with a single and a double. Clyburn will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 544 over to second base, over to second base where Gritch waits for that. I thought he was at first for some reason. But that'll be a ground ball right to Gritch. He'll take his time, throw that over to first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the top of the 8th. Blue Jays still holding on to a 9-2 lead heading into the bottom of the 8th. Steve is going to come out of the game. He's done a pretty good job tonight. The Blue Jays are going to go to the bullpen for this one. Coming in to pitch for the Blue Jays is going to be Tom Filer. 7-0 with a 3.88 ERA. 48 2/3 innings pitched, 24 strikeouts, 18 walks, 6 home runs in 85. Angels are back to the top of the order. Here's Pettis. Pettis tonight is 0 for 2 with a sacrifice hit. The Angels are going to get some activity in the bullpen as getting loose for California is going to be Luis Sanchez. He will start getting loose for the Angels in the bullpen. I'm just readjusting my Tableau layout here. Filer will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 106. That'll turn into a 306. And Pettis is going to get frozen by a slider for strike 3. That is out number 1. Downing, now the batter. Downing tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. 9-2 Blue Jays, bottom of the 8th, 1 out. Filer will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 352, and a 352 is going to get popped up on the infield. Upshaw calling everybody off on the infield grass. He will make that catch, and that's out number 2. Two outs in the inning, and the batter now is Jackson. Jackson tonight is 0 for 3. He struck out 3 times. Filer will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 657. That'll turn into a 667, and it'll be grounded right back to Filer. He will throw that over to Upshaw at first, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Angels here in the bottom of the 8th. Score is unchanged. Blue Jays holding on to a 9-2 lead after 8. Toronto has very much been in control of this one, basically from the word go. Clyburn is going to come out of the game. The Angels are going to go to the bullpen once again. As coming in to pitch for the Angels, put that on the right side, Phoenix. Coming in to pitch for the Angels will be Luis Sanchez, 2-0 with a 5.72 ERA, 61 1/3 innings pitched, 34 strikeouts, 27 walks, 9 home runs in 85. He will be charged with the bottom of the Blue Jays order, trying to keep this game right where it is, so California has something resembling a chance at some 9th inning magic. Garcia leading off. Garcia tonight is 1 for 4 with a double. Sanchez will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 135, and a 135 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will track that one down for the Angels. He will make that catch, and that will be out number 1. Thornton, now the batter. Thornton tonight is 1 for 2 with a single, and he's been hit by pitches twice. Sanchez will get the sign from Boone. He will set. Here's the kick, and here comes the pitch. That is a 390, and a 390 is going to be a line drive right to second. Putting up his glove in self-defense is going to be Grich. The ball will slam into it. That'll be 2 outs in the inning. Lee is now the batter. Lee is 1 for 4. Sanchez will get the sign from Boone. He will set, and he will pitch. A 394. A 394 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Downing will track that one down for the Angels. He will make the catch, and that will retire the side. 1, 2, 3 go the Blue Jays here in the top of the 9th. Toronto with a 9-2 lead, and Anaheim Stadium rapidly starting to empty. But will we see some 9th inning magic? God, I hope not, because we'd be here for a while if that happens. It seems like a formality now, and I hope it stays that way. Bottom of the 9th brings us to the middle of California's order. Here's DeCinces. DeCinces tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Filer, Blue Jays, 3 outs away from stealing home field advantage. Angels, hopefully, are not going to make us be here for an hour to make that happen. But they're definitely capable of scoring runs. Filer will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 198. And a 198 is going to be a fly ball into left field. Tracking that one down is Bell. He will make the catch, and that is out number 1. As more fans start filing out of the stadium, here's Carew. Carew tonight is 1 for 3. Filer gets the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 222. Against a lefty, a 222 is going to be a base hit for Carew. He will get on with a 1-out single. Infield will go to double play depth. Howell, now the batter. Howell tonight is 0 for 2 with a walk. Carew not going anywhere. Filer will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 482. And a 482, Howell's into one. That's deep to right field. Howell with a power of a 6. Does he cut into this Toronto lead? Surprisingly, Howell will cut into the lead with a boom! That ball is hit high, deep to right field. Barfield going back for that one. He's back to the track, back to the wall, and that ball is gone. Home run, Jack Howell. Score is now 9-4 in favor of the Blue Jays. Stadium, well, what's left of it, cheers. Yay! Here's Boone. Boone tonight is 0 for 3. 9-4 Blue Jays here in the bottom of the 9th. Is this the start of the Angels' comeback or the last gasp in Game 1? Filer will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 385. And a 385 is going to be a base hit for Boone. He will get on with 1 out. Maybe here come the Angels. Schofield, now the batter. Schofield tonight is 1 for 3 with a double. Blue Jays infield will go to double play depth. On the other hand, would probably make the game of the season if so. Yeah, it would. Filer looking in at Witt for the sign. He will set. The fans that are still here are loud, hoping Schofield can get something going. Filer will set, and he will pitch. That is a 448. And against a righty, a 448 is going to be a fly ball into right field. Barfield going back for that one. He'll be back toward the track, but he's going to have plenty of room to track that down for 2 outs in the inning. And the last chance for the Angels in Game 1 comes to Bobby Grich. Grich tonight is 1 for 3 with a single and a walk. 2 outs, bottom of the 9th. 9-4 Blue Jays. Fans that are left here at Anaheim Stadium are loud, hoping Grich can get this done. Filer will get the sign from Witt. He will set, and he will pitch. That is a 601. That'll turn into a 611. And Grich is going to swing through the high heat for strike 3. That's your game. The Toronto Blue Jays take Game 1 by a final score of 9-4. Stadium groans. Ugh. But the Angels made it interesting. 2 runs on 1, 2, 3 hits. But that's the best they can muster as Toronto takes this one, as I mentioned, by 9-4. Final line score coming up. I must not have put... Hold up. Wait, what? Oh, wait a minute. I must not have. Did I not make the final? I must not have made the final play here. Hold on just a second. Okay, Schofield. Boone flew. No, hold on. I got to back up here a little bit where we can get to the final line score. So let's see. Schofield was batting. No, there should be 2 outs. Okay, Boone got a base hit. Actually, Howell. Yeah, Howell hit that one out. I got to back up into Digital Diamond here just a second, just to make sure I get the accurate box score. The home run for Howell. Boone had a single. Schofield flew out. And Gritch struck out, and there's your game. Sorry for the delay there. Digital Diamond was being a little bit screwy on that one. And now we can put this one in the books, and the Blue Jays will take a 1-0 series lead here with that win, stealing home field advantage from the Angels. For the Blue Jays, 9 runs on 14 hits and no errors. For the Angels, 4 runs on 5 hits and no errors. Winning pitcher tonight is going to be Dave Stieb. He will get the win, and Mike Witt will end up with the loss. And that will do it for Game 1 of this National League Division Series. As I mentioned, no baseball tomorrow night, as tomorrow night we will be playing APA hockey. Next time we get together for baseball for the 1985 playoffs, we will be over at Dodger Stadium for Game 1 of the National League Division Series between the Montreal Expos and the Los Angeles Dodgers. Joe Hesketh will be going for the Expos, and Oral Hershiser will be up for the Dodgers. Saturday, Mystical Munchies will continue out of a new cookbook, but we'll have more on that during Friday's Pinot with Phoenix. Sunday next week, we're going to be playing Arc Nova. Thank you for watching the video. Please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel. Be sure to turn on notifications so you get my content. Be well, stay safe, take care of yourselves and your loved ones, and I'll be back with more videos in the future. Until then, take care, everyone. Like the Houston Astros before them, the Toronto Blue Jays steal home field advantage with a Game 1 victory over the California Angels this time by a final score of 9-4. Once again,